You like?
I was like, I need to make my son. I just did.
Really quickly, I want to tell you a story I had with the press late about a couple of months ago. Thank you so much. They asked me, well, my name is Trinidad. I organize with the LA Tenants Union. I'm like, what do you mean rough? Like, you know, the thing you said, every single action in front of his house. Like, what? Yeah. Courts that say, or rather, there were some studies done that close to 400,000 people will become homeless in California. We have 17 million renters, and 2 million of those at least will lose their housing, and like I said, 400,000 could go homeless. That's 180,000 kids. 60% is how much, or a little over 60% is how much of us were rent burdened before this fucking pandemic.
Exactly.
There was a crisis before, and now it's a catastrophe.
Hell yeah.
Right? Then they want us to pay back rent for April, May, June, July in 12 months.
Bullshit. Fuck that. We don't have money.
Power, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta mobilize renters. We gotta mobilize renters because this isn't a moment. This is a movement. That's right, baby. Right? So please, get organized.
Get organized.
Join the local tenants union. Reach out to Sunrise LA, DSA, No Olympics, Ground Game.
Fuck Garcetti.
Fuck Garcetti.
Otra canción. Mariachi. We can translate. We can interpret. We can.
If this doesn't work, then we're going to be able to get in the house because now we're coming in the house to do this. Because our son is yes, we need to take away. If you imagine, we put those finances back into we can provide basic income for everybody. We have the money. We have the money. after including Garcetti because he's protecting him.
I don't know how you're wearing all
First
black.
and foremost. And we need to make sure that we hold these public servants accountable. These are public servants and they're beholden to us. The reason why France has so many riots is because they hold their public servants accountable. We have to gather in the streets. We have to oust these people.
They work for us. We keep forgetting that, but they work for us, and while they lord their power over us, they have to remember when we're gathered, like, united are the most powerful thing against a governance that's turned against us, because our public servants are no longer serving us. That part is clear. We have to make sure that we stand for each other, we fight for each other, we take care of each other. When that happens, nothing they can do is stop us. If you want to know how to break this system, you saw how quickly they rushed you back into these streets despite COVID being there. Us stopping work on our own shut down the system. If we do that for ourselves, they have no reason, they have no other choice but to bow to our demands because they die without us. They've made you forget that you are the thing that's powering them, governed by the consent of the governed. And it is time for you to level up. We need accomplices. We need you on these lines. We need you fighting. I thank you for being here, but I guarantee you know 5 racist people who are not out here. You know 5 people who are not wearing masks. You know 5 people who are still out there fucking around acting like this is not a real problem. Yes, I'm talking to you. You need to step up for us. Your voices matter. They're not going to treat you like mine because I could be missing by tomorrow. They could kill me tonight and it would not matter. Guys, we need your protection. If you are here because you have privilege, use that privilege to amplify our voice. If you have a megaphone, you give it to a black woman and let her voice be heard. You make sure you amplify the people who have been historically oppressed and silenced in this entire country, entire history. Those are the voices we need, and those are the voices you need to follow. Please take it. Also, if you want to help the unhoused, many of them need your help right now. They're all downtown. They do not have water when it's hot. Do not have blankets when it's cold. If we are going to change society, if we're going to have a revolution of the people within the way that we treat each other and the way that we think, we have to care for those who have the least of us. Come out and give something to them. They need you because we are them. Stop us all, please, people. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, RJ, for your public comment. That was dope. Another song?
Nice shirt. Thank you.
It's gonna take me a minute.
Alright, y'all, we got Alex from K-Town for All. Give us to Alex. He's gonna share a personal experience with you.
Say, you know, shit sucked in the
Situation. Here's this, by the way. You gotta put it in your pocket because you don't put the price on it.
What channel are we on? 2 or 7?
114.
Got it. How do you see that?
It says it.
How you guys doing?
Power on. 14.
You guys use public footage sometimes? Usually a lot of these.
After this guy, after he speaks.
Gotcha. We'll do it with the mariachis.
Yeah.
And they gave me advice. I reached out to people at K-Town for All and gave me advice. That's something we do have in LA. No matter what protection the city fails to provide us, no matter with the council that they fail to provide us, we have actual people power in the tenants union. In organizers that have been through so much worse than I have, that have helped people that have been through so much worse than I have, that have built up this experience that they for free provide to each other, because it is so important that we stand up for our fellow tenants. So April 1st rolled around and I was out of a job at the time and I could not pay my rent. I was given a letter by the tenants union that I could provide my landlord to say that I have no money, I cannot pay rent this month, and I started striking along with the tenants union.
Hell yeah.
Now, for some people, and I absolutely love them for this, this was a solidarity movement for them. They had money, but they striked in solidarity with fellow tenants, and that is a good thing. I am so glad they were doing it. For so many in LA, it was not a choice to strike, it was something they had to do because there was no money to provide their landlord. And even now, there are people saying, oh, well, you know, the city has a program now. If you can't pay your rent, they'll give money to your landlord. Do you know how many? Does anyone know how many households will receive that?
No.
50,000 at max. Do you know how many people Gary Blasey from UCLA has estimated will be homeless due to COVID? 150,000 minimum. Minimum 150,000 people will be homeless due to COVID. And LA says 50,000 households at most will receive that subsidy. That is fucked. We need to advocate for more, and we need to recognize the organizations that we already have on the ground doing this work that we need to support further.
Yeah, join your local tenants union. Hey, what do we want? When do we want it? Now. And if we don't get it, shut it down. All right, let's go shut down Wilshire Boulevard. Let's go. Let's go. We're shutting it down. Come on, move it. You should take it. Let's get the mariachi.
Where are you at? Where are you at?
Oh, actually, they're done.
Viewers, this is Garcetti's house. Look at this big ass mansion house. He's probably not in there. They had police out here about an hour before the event started, but they left at 3. They know.
Welcome back to the Convo Couch. Pasta Jardula right here with the city's people, the People's City Council of Los Angeles, with a protest. They're taking to the Wilshire. They were just out in front of Garcetti's house for about an hour. They'll eventually make their way back here, but it seems like other groups have joined today. There's some Black Lives Matter signs out here. This is to demand that Mayor Garcetti demanded that we shut down the economy, so therefore they are obligated to take care of the people, the workers, the everyday people, the people who can no longer pay their rent. This is one of my favorite protests to go to because they're very specific streets, and it is a sad situation, and this really affects the poor, the minority areas. A lot of Latino people, a lot of black people will be thrown out on the streets, even white people too as well. We need to get our shit together, come here every day and cover this as these people demand.
So there's actually around like 3 organizations out here. It's People's City Council, along with Street Ground LA, I believe. And there's another organization that I can't remember right now. But now you're seeing like, I know Black Future Project also endorsed this organization, this protest. They're out here as well. We're seeing a coalition of multiple organizations come around and come together. This is a big issue, obviously. Seating, no indoor seating. And right now, we'll see if police will get aggressive. He's got a donut on a stick for the police. That is pretty funny. Zoom in.
I think Gonzalez wants a pan dulce instead of a donut.
He said he might want a pan dulce.
The donut's on your thing. Donut's on your thing.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Okay. All right, Pasa.
You guard those rich motherfuckers that are kicking people out of their homes and won't help them during this fucking pandemic. So when we say defund the police, it's not to put you out of work, it's to fix this.
I agree.
Then fucking put that shit aside and come and walk with them. These are your people.
Like
You're
you
not
said,
doing anything
like you
except
said, it's
helping
not to
them.
put me out of work. I'm just doing my job.
That's not good enough,
But I
dude.
agree.
Dude, you know how many fucking soldiers have committed atrocities and were just doing their jobs?
I have no control.
You got a brain, use it. You got a heart, you got morals, use them.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Interesting conversation there between a police officer and a protester. He is absolutely right. People in the Army, veterans have come out and said, you've seen that veteran that got pepper sprayed in Portland. He came out and said that what we did in Vietnam was disgusting. It was disgusting. It was abhorrent. And people always have a choice. Unemployment. This is Wilshire Boulevard. And yeah, they're shutting it down. We got the helicopters out now. We got the helicopters out. And here we are. They're yelling, "Fuck Garcetti."
Fuck Garcetti! Fuck Garcetti! Cancel rent!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Cancel rent!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Cancel rent!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
Hey fams, I just want to mention that this is the turning point here for the protests in LA, because these are people that were also protesting for Black Lives, who are also out here protesting because the eviction moratorium will be up soon and the courts will open up and they will be able to evict tenants who haven't paid rent. So this is, once again, we're seeing the tie of economics to where this money is going, and a lot of it is going to the police department. So we have to reallocate these funds, and this is what these people are chanting for. I think this is really great. I think this is wonderful. I think this is what needs to happen, and it really has a specific set of demands. They want them to adopt the people's budget, which is going to focus on the community instead of the policing. And it all comes and ties together. Defunding the LASD and the LAPD is part of this too.
in March as a response to the pandemic and the fact that our actual city council is not doing anything. As soon as the lockdown happened, the city council canceled all of their meetings. They took everything off the schedule and they weren't even going to hold a meeting. It was embarrassing, yes. It wasn't until we went to their homes. It wasn't until we went to their homes and honked outside of their homes that they actually started to hold meetings. So thank you to everybody who's been showing up and continues to show up and hold their feet to the fire, because now they're actually holding meetings, not that they're doing anything meaningful. I think they awarded somebody a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame the other day. Really important work is being done. But People's City Council formed out of a number of other groups, and I want to uplift that there are many, many groups that are doing this hard work and have been doing this hard work for a long time. You need an organizer building. Many of Stop LAPD spying. And then a couple of months into the pandemic, George Floyd was killed by police. And BLMLA organized some of the most massive protests that this city's ever seen. Hundreds of thousands of Angelenos got out into the streets to protest police violence, and I'm here for that. I'm here for that. But we want to draw the link between police violence and evictions, because that's what they are. Who carries out the evictions? Does anybody know who carries out evictions? The sheriff. The sheriff. Fuck the sheriff. Fuck the sheriff. Fuck the sheriff. The sheriffs carry out evictions.
Super spreaders!
Not only, I mean, they are super spreaders. You're right. They just had a party last night in Hollywood. They just had a private party, 1933 restaurant group. Fuck that place. Fuck sassafras. We're boycotting sassafras now. No. But no, the sheriffs carry out evictions. The sheriffs and LAPD has been enforcing illegal evictions, even during the pandemic when we're not supposed to get evicted. They're siding with the landlords. The LAPD is siding with the landlords and locking out tenants. These people are not on our side. They exist not to protect us, not to protect public safety, but to protect the interests of the rich. Cops are class traders. Cops are class traders. A cop is a person, a working class person who has sold their soul to the ruling class to give themselves, a better standard of living at the expense of all of the rest of us. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. And that's why we're out here in the street today. That's why we're taking back the street. We're taking over. Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! And that's why when the courts open up and evictions start back up, we're going to have to occupy those apartments. Right? We're going to occupy those apartments and we're going to defend each other because the cops are not going to defend us. We have to protect each other from the cops. We have to protect each other from the ruling class. And that's why we brought you all here today. All right? Whose streets? Our streets. 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 All right. So, if y'all are not already plugged into your local tenants union, I want you to do that as soon as you leave here today. If y'all are not, if y'all are not paying attention to city council, if you are not calling into city council, I want you to start doing that. Call them every fucking day. Call the board of supervisors. Tell them to stop evictions. Call the courts. We're gonna shut down the courts.
Yeah, that's right.
We're gonna shut down the eviction courts. Okay? And in the meantime, we're gonna keep coming out here, and People's City Council is gonna be here to uplift all the voices. Okay? So, we're gonna take more public comments right now. We're gonna take more public comments right now, and Esme can interpret for anybody who wants to speak in Spanish as well. Okay? So come on up and find us if you want to give a public comment. Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! How do you spell racist?
And it's like,
excuse me, sorry.
Hey, so we know COVID's been really hard
Sorry,
and everyone's
brother.
really suffering, and I was like, oh, is this gonna be a good letter? And they're like, so we really want to do something to help, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a good letter. And then they're like, we want to make it easier for you guys to do laundry, and I was like, okay, that's not really what I was looking for, but that's something. And then they're like, so we're gonna provide you guys with quarters that we'll sell back to you. This landlord's idea of helping us out is selling back the quarters that we used at our own fucking laundry machines. I just want to say to you guys, that's what they're going to try to do to us. They're going to try to buy us off with our own fucking quarters, okay? They're going to say we're going to give $100 million from the fucking... Remember that they're spending over $1 billion on the LAPD, okay? So when they say $100 million, I'm just saying, like, don't be fooled, okay? And that's our money, and we should be able to say where we want to get it. So they're gonna keep trying to give us fucking quarters, and I say we don't settle. Let's take the whole fucking thing, all right?
Yeah!
Full-time landlord, get a real job! Full-time landlord, get a real job! Full-time landlord, get a real
with me. I don't normally do these things, and I got a broken rib courtesy of LAPD right now. So this is about as bad as I can be. So yeah, that's cool. I've been on Rent Strike since April. We organized it in our building. We went door to door and talked to our neighbors. I'm a union member. I talked to them about what people can do when they come together, and that's all it takes. Get some friends together and go solve the problems in your neighborhood. Me and my group of friends, we come to demos. We've had stuff out to the unhoused locally and down by Skid Row. We've organized our own tenants union in our building. Come together with like-minded people, work together on what you want to work on, and don't let anyone ever tell you what to do or what you're doing is wrong. I also want to say, as someone who was attacked by LAPD yesterday and hit in the back with a baton twice while trying to walk away from a police line, they don't fucking deserve $1, and we keep ourselves safe. And I want to thank our friends who made that person who came in here to film and dox us leave for keeping this whole group safe. Thank you for keeping us safe. We keep us safe.
I think I did a good job.
How you spell eviction?
You found him?
He's talking shit to the cops, so I'm not gonna interrupt.
I'm gonna go watch him.
Hi everyone, can you hear me well? Yeah! Okay, hi everyone, my name is Noor and I came to the United States and California from the Middle East when I was 13. I just want to tell you guys that I am just so proud of the momentum that people our age have been putting out. I want to talk to you guys about how the evictions are not just unique to us. I have many Palestinian friends. Imagine only being able to live in LA for the whole life that you have lived, and you cannot have gone to any other cities like Pasadena or West Covina or Chino Hills or any of that. Imagine only being able to stay in one city your whole life because of the zone that you live in. Imagine being forcibly evicted and having your home towed down by bulldozers because you don't belong in the land that your ancestors have lived in for generations. This is not unique to us, and global solidarity is everything. Thank you. And importantly, we have to understand that all of these things inform each other. This isn't just about evictions. This is also about how ugly our buildings are and how bad they are for the environment. This is literally about the infrastructure of our cities. This goes very, very deep, and we have to change all of it. And that's why we need to tear it down from our own autonomy and our own determination. Take back the power, right? Make something more beautiful out of the wreckage that our ancestors have created for us. And we really have to make friends with each other and work together. I'm sure you've heard speakers say this day in and day out. But the reality is that we can't be tourists in our own streets and only know our own homes. This is ridiculous. 70 to 60% of all Californians don't even know their neighbors. This is not sufficient. And you know what? They do this on purpose, capitalists. They divide you. Yes, fuck capitalism. They divide you all into the nuclear family, where the parents have just 2 kids, each house has a car for themselves, and that's like the model of the suburb. That's all by design so that they can sell more per unit. Let's take back our friends, our neighbors, our relatives, and let's actually make something out of it. Our own economies, our own ecological cities. Stop, like I said, they all inform each other, right? So you can't do any of this without Black Lives Matter, without caring about the environment, without feminism. They all inform each other. I even see my Arab brothers, my Black brothers, say that Black Lives Matter as a movement is emasculating men and turning people gay. And that's why they don't support that movement. Enough is enough. No more games. We need to agree what our values are, and even if we disagree in our specific discourse and our specific ideas, we need to be united in our action, okay? what you call yourself. It doesn't matter if you're a Marxist or an Antifa or a feminist or whatever it is, okay? The action must be united. So enough with this like peaceful protest shit if I'm gonna be like really explicit, okay? Seriously, because you know what? America has been a slow choke for fucking hundreds of years. And since the first day colonists have come to this land, people have been praying silently and aloud for the death of this country. Whether it's the slaves or the indigenous, for hundreds of years, people have been whispering into the ground and into the sky for the death of this country, and we have been waiting too fucking long. It's okay if America as we know it is dead, because we can make something better. So thank you guys for hearing me speak. I hope you took something out of it. I'm excited to learn from you, just like you learned from me. Thank you.
Stop talking to the cops.
We're gonna take more public comments, but right now we're gonna throw on some music and we're gonna have a fucking block party. So I want you to come find me or Nicole. Nicole's in the pink hat. Come find me or Nicole if you want to get lined up for public comment, all right? We're gonna hold on to this intersection and fucking make it ours.
Plug that
in the case of NWA versus the police department, prosecuting attorneys are MC Red, Ice Cube, and Easy motherfucking E.
Huh? Yeah, because of the music. Johnny says that they play copyright music, take it off. Over here. You all right, my man? Bam, I'm gonna go over here.